All right, what we're doing here is we're going to make a presentation on various valves that are manufactured by Northport Valves in Ontario, Canada. And we're going to start with the NPV version, Uni-Directional Series 100 knife gate valve. This is our basic commodity valve. It is a one-piece cast unidirectional valve. Unidirectional, of course, meaning you have to have the pressure behind the gate in order to seat the valve, whether it's soft or metal seat. The valve is available in sizes 2-inch to 48-inch, and in fact, we could do larger diameters if required. 2 to 18-inch are the lug body design, threaded lug, and they can be machined out if necessary if you want to use tie rods that go through the valve, through the flanges in order to bolt it in service. 20-inch to 48-inch will be of the solid flange type threading, and the reason for that is those valves will end up sometimes taking much more pipe stresses, and the solid body will do that better than what the standard lug body design will. Okay? So the valve is available, as I said, in metal seated or soft seated of an O-ring design. Our O-ring design is a little special compared to others, and we feel that the O-ring will withstand cycling, wear and tear, expansion from time and service and temperature because of the way we design the seating area. Okay? All valves meet TAPI standards for pressure rating as well as the port sizes. Give you an example, typical 8-inch NPV standard unidirectional valve, the port size is 7.5-inch. Some of our competitors actually sort of cheat the system a little bit. Their port sizes are smaller than that, which allows them to make smaller gates and smaller bodies. Thus, in some cases, their valves are lower priced than ours. The standard valve is a rising stem, as you can see, meaning as you turn the hand wheel, the stem will rise with the gate. It's connected directly to the gate by the clevis. Every valve comes with a stainless steel lockout bar, which fits the hole in the hand wheel. You have a hole here, as you can see, where you can put the scissors or even a padlock or a bar and then lock the bar out. And it's stainless steel material. Also, if it was a cylinder operated valve, which we'll get into later, I'll show you the cylinders in detail. The cylinder operated valve also comes with a lockout, and all of our valves are made to fit our cylinders. So our cylinders are made to fit our valves. We don't buy cylinders from Parker or Schaefer or any other manufacturer, and we have to retrofit it to our valve. It's made to fit our 4 stanchions very easily, and you can even automate a valve that's already existing in the field. If you bought a manual, it's very easy to get a cylinder kit and operate our valves, of all of our types of valves. Okay? All of the top works are stainless steel. The body material is standard 317 stainless, and the gate is 316L chrome plated. And we do the chrome plating for the purpose of making the friction when you're opening and closing the valve to lower the friction through the package, thus extending the life of the packing gland. All the bolting on our valves is stainless steel. The gland follower is also 317 stainless. Many valves you see out in the field, many of the cheap valves that come out of China or Taiwan or India, sometimes the body is stainless steel, the bolting is not stainless steel, the gland follower is not stainless steel. So 2 years later or a year later, when you go to operate the valve in the field, all the components are rusted to the point that you can't even turn the bolting or adjust the packing gland. The body casting is a one-piece design, as I said, but we do something a little different than most. We have a horseshoe designed in the casting that guides the gate up and down, so that even though this valve is not made for bidirectional service, the horseshoe will keep a back pressure from distorting or bending the gate, and then you can't use or operate the valve. In this case, of course, the valve is going to leak with the back pressure, but it's not going to damage the valve to where you cannot use it again. And then we have two cast-in lugs at the bottom so that when you close the valve, it captures the gate and holds it against the seat, whether it's metal or soft-seated, to give you a tighter shutoff. But you must have the pressure on a unidirectional valve behind the gate, pushing the gate against the seat to seal it. Now, in many cases, that can be a problem for installation because you have to install the valve in the direction that you want to hold the pressure. As you can see, the valve has a flow arrow from the back to the front, okay? And this would be the inlet side, this is the outlet side, but in many cases, you want to put a valve in, say, on the pump outlet so that it's holding the pressure. When you close it, you want to hold the head pressure from the direction it's coming from when you're sealing the pump. You want to be able to work on the pump over here. The pressure's coming from this direction back through the valve. Then you must put the valve in backwards so that when you close it, the pressure side is now this side, the back side of the valve. You have it in the right direction so that it closes against the seat, thus you can work on the pump. That is a problem in all mills. I've been at this for a long time, for many years. As you can see, I'm an old guy, and I've seen so many of these valves put in the wrong direction so that when the valve is closed, you close it in this direction, the pressure's coming from this side, is pushing the gate away from the seat. Thus, the valve is going to leak on the mechanics or the maintenance gentlemen that are working there. It's going to leak. They're not going to be able to work on a pump without maybe draining the tank or putting in a line blind or doing something else to stop the leak, or open another drain where it's draining on the ground, which is also a problem. So unidirectional valves are limited in their application. They're limited also in the fact that a one cast body has a cavity at the bottom typically, so that it's only used for low slurry applications or very low stock, filtration, filtrate water, for instance, that has 1 or 2% stock. But this is not a valve to be used in heavy slurries, solids, plastics, powders, anything that will build up at the bottom, for instance, fly ash, wet ash. This is not the right valve for that application. This is a commodity knife gate valve to be used in moderate applications where you're looking for a shut-off. It's strictly an on-off valve, not normally used for throttling, normally used for on-off applications. That's pretty much it. And of course, if you had any more questions about the use of this valve, then you could call Brandon at my office or myself to go over the application. And I always like to know where we're trying to use this valve to make sure we're not causing the client another problem that he already has. We may have a better solution, and we're going to be going through all the other types of valves we have so that you could differentiate between the commodity valve, or is it going to be a special application where we need one of the other products.